Hello and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, your host for the program. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. We appreciate it. Really got a great show lined up for you. Our first guest is Dr. Gary Menszer. Gary is a cardiologist. He's a member of the American Heart Association, but he's also, importantly, a cardiologist at East Jefferson Hospital. He's going to be talking about women's heart health, women's heart disease, the #1 killer among women. He's going to be talking about steps you can take to symptoms to look out for and things like that. Arielle McConduit is with the Urban League of Greater New Orleans. They've got a huge event coming up, registration for schools and a great program. She's going to be talking about that. Susan Aucoin is with the Henry Aucoin Foundation. Her and her husband are the founders of this foundation, and it's a grant program. She's going to be talking about an upcoming gala that they have and how you can get involved in grant recipients for the program. Finally, our good friend Kevin Gardere is on the show. Kevin is with Bridge House Grace House. They have a recycled fashion show coming up, and he's going to be talking about that and some of the crazy things you'll see at that 7th annual event. Steve Sawyer again, stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. We appreciate it. Our first guest is Dr. Gary Menszer. Dr. Gary is a member of the American Heart Association, but more importantly, he's also a cardiologist at East Jefferson General Hospital. I know your schedule is busy, and I want to first of all thank you for taking time to be on the show today. Women's heart health. I was reading that heart disease among women is the #1 killer among women. I honestly thought it would have been breast cancer, so I was a little surprised to read that. So if you will, talk about women's heart health and things that women can do and maybe symptoms and things to look out for.
Sure. Well, thanks for inviting me. That's absolutely true. I think most women are most concerned about breast cancer, but cardiovascular disease is the biggest killer in women, and even more so than all cancers combined. So it's important for women to be aware of what heart disease is and what the symptoms are, what they can do about it. And also healthcare providers should be more aware as well. Women, like men, tend to get chest pain when they have heart attacks, but not quite as often as men do. They may present with severe fatigue or shortness of breath. But typically, heart pain is a squeezing, tightness in the center of the chest, and it may go into the arms, the neck, the jaw. There may be shortness of breath, sweating, nausea, but not every heart attack has typical symptoms, so you have to be aware of that. And pain that occurs with exertion may be the first sign of heart disease, or some people unfortunately don't get any signs of heart disease until a heart attack or sudden cardiac death, which is generally an arrhythmia. But the point I'm trying to make is that women can get heart disease. They get it often. Luckily for them, they tend to get it about 10 years after men. So they tend to be older. They may have a little more hypertension by that age, and their hearts may be a little stiffer. They may have a little bit more heart failure than men, but they do get the same heart disease that men get. And the risk factors that predetermine your risk for heart trouble include hypertension, smoking, obesity, high cholesterol, a positive family history, and that includes parents and siblings at a young age. Grandparents don't count, not in the risk factor assessment. And so inactivity and diet also play a role. Stress may play a role. And women do have a certain increased risk of getting different forms of heart disease. They're a little bit more likely to present with heart failure, as I said. They also may develop something called Takotsubo syndrome or stress cardiomyopathy, broken heart syndrome. They all refer to an entity that's brought on by stress and results in weakness of the heart, which is luckily temporary. But during that period of time, they are still at risk, and though men can get this, they're more likely to get this.
Let me ask you this before we run out of time. You always hear if you think you're having a heart attack or experiencing what you think could be a heart attack, take an aspirin. I mean, not to say you don't seek medical help, but I mean, is that something that really helps?
Well, it does if you're not on aspirin. If you're already taking
doesn't
aspirin, I
matter.
don't know if it really matters.
Okay, all right.
But yes.
Okay. Dr. Menszer, again, I know you're a busy man. Can't thank you enough for being on the show. Go Red for Women is going to be taking place on February the 25th. We'll get more information on that. That's going to be 11:30 to 1 p.m. It's a great event to go to, and it really benefits women's heart health. So stay with us. We have a couple more guests, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Across Louisiana. Very happy to have Arielle McConduit with us. She is with the Urban League of Greater New Orleans, and she is the Director of Parent Information, and you got a great event coming up on February the 3rd. It's your school expo, and I just want to preface this by saying that it blows my mind that you had over 3,500 people attend this last year. That's just unbelievable. It's so big you got to have it at the Superdome.
Yes, we can only have it at the Superdome because it provides us the most space. We have almost 95 schools in participation that come, and over 80 community organizations.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is just unbelievable. So as a parent, what's the purpose of the expo? What can I expect as a parent? What
Yes.
do I see?
So the expo is a one-stop shop. So it's a day where you can come in, you can meet with all the school leaders. So all schools, public, private, charter, Catholic, they will all be on site that day. You can apply to schools. You can also visit with community resource providers and find out about all of the wraparound services. So tutoring, dance programs, health and nutrition. And we will also be doing health screenings on site from LSU Dental School. Daughters of Charity will also be on site as well.
It's from what time?
It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
And it's at the Superdome.
It is.
Any fee to get in or anything?
It's not. It's free and open
Free?
to the public. We encourage parents to bring their kids. We have free childcare on site, free parking in Garage 6.
Wow.
Yes. And
Free childcare too?
free childcare, free
Free
food,
lunch?
free lunch, free food, and we're giving away backpacks and school supplies and uniform vouchers as well.
So what's the reason not to come? I wouldn't understand that.
I'm not sure. We have, it's a fun day as well.
Yeah.
So we have STEM NOLA will be there doing all types of STEM activities. We have organizations coming out with drones and face painting, anything you could
So
think
you
of.
make it fun as well. So let me ask you
Exactly.
this, and it sounds like a crazy question, but I as a parent, if I don't go and if I don't bring my kids, what am I missing out on?
So this is the only day out of the entire year where you can actually come to one place and meet with as many schools as you would like. Otherwise, you would have to drive essentially from school to school to meet with individual leaders to find out what their schools may offer and be able to actually apply on site, and also for pre-K programs as well.
Can you actually register for school? I mean, if I go and there's a school I like, I can actually register my child at this event?
You can apply.
Okay.
Yeah, so in New Orleans, we operate on the One app, so you actually apply the schools and you go through the lottery, but you can do that on site at our event.
Can I apply for more than one, or?
So depending on the type of school, so schools that operate through the One app, you can rank up to 8 schools in order of preference. And again, you go through the lottery and you're placed as seats become available.
Yeah. And how would you inform me as a parent that I was placed or
So that doesn't happen through the Urban League. That happens
Okay,
through
through the
Enroll
school.
NOLA or through individual schools that don't participate with One app.
Again, I think this is fantastic. 3,500 people last year, serving more than 900 families. I mean, that's just incredible. It's Saturday, February the 13th, from 10
To 2 p.m.
10 to 2 p.m. Everything is free. Free lunch, free entertainment, free childcare, free parking. There's really no reason not to come.
No reason. It's after Mardi Gras, so you have no excuse.
No excuse. Arielle, thank you so much for taking time
Thank
to be on the
you.
show. Best of success with this. I hope everything goes well for you. I may just show up, you know?
Come on.
Stay with us. We got a couple more guests. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Our third guest is Susan Aucoin. Susan is the president of the Henry Aucoin Foundation. And as we were talking before we went on the air, you and your husband founded the organization.
We did.
Would you mind telling just real quick how that came to be? I think that's a fascinating story.
Sure. Our son, Henry, is an identical twin, and he was born with a heart defect, a congenital heart defect. And he had surgery at 15 days old at Children's. And we learned through the process that at the time and now, currently, Children's Hospital is the only place in the state that did heart surgery for pediatrics. So we started the foundation to give out grant money and help families with travel expenses and lodging and food expenses and medical expenses, whatever they may need.
And how long has the foundation been in existence?
We founded it about 4 years ago.
4 years ago. And you have your big event coming up. It's Henry's Heart Gala.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
So the gala was started, this is our third one. We held it and still do at Deutsch's house in Metairie. And we usually have about 350 people there, and all the proceeds go to the Heart Grant program. And beginning this year, we're starting to allocate money to a sibling center at Children's Hospital for siblings to be able to go hang out in while the parents are visiting their sick child. Because when Henry was in there, and still for the CICU and the ICU, you can't be in there under 12. Mm-hmm. So for parents who are traveling and have a babysitting issue, it'd be someplace they could leave their kids.
Let me ask you this. How could somebody apply for a grant?
They can do it through the hospital and through our website. We also have the grant on our website. And
we'll put the website up. It's henryaucoinfoundation.org. We'll put that on the screen. The date is February the 27th. What time does it start?
It's from 6 to 10 at Deutsch's House in Metairie. They have information on our website also to buy tickets or donate if you're unable to attend.
Can you get tickets in advance?
Yes, you can.
Cheaper
it's preferred.
To get them? Okay.
It has sold out the last 2 years, and you couldn't buy tickets the night of. So we encourage people who want to go to buy them ahead.
Food, entertainment?
We get food donated from local restaurants. We have a band, Snapper and the Fish Sticks, out of Thibodaux. We have silent auction, raffles, all kinds of good stuff.
That's
Photo
incredible.
booth.
And this is the way you make money to give out money, so to speak.
Correct.
So.
All the profits are turned around and given back out. And then this year we're also starting a city park night, so we can also raise more money to give more money out.
And you've been doing this, you said, for how many years?
This is our third gala.
Is it just you and your husband that do this, or is there more?
We founded it, but we have plenty of angels who help us.
So my next question was going to be if you need volunteers to help out for
we
the
do.
event.
We have a ton of high school kids who do their service hours. They help that night serving food, bussing tables, doing whatever we need. And we have plenty of friends and family who help us all year long.
That's
Couldn't
incredible.
do it without them.
That is. I love talking to people who found organizations. I just think that's phenomenal that people do this. So, thank you for doing this, number one. Best of success for the event. Again, it's February the 27th at the Deutsch's house. Sounds like a great time for a worthy organization. Stay with us. We have one more guest. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. It's always a thrill, it's always a pleasure to have Kevin Gardere on the show. Kevin is the Executive Director of Development for Bridge House, Grace House. Again, I just always love what you guys do. Your heart's into it, your soul's into it, and everything. You guys do so many community activities to support the organization. It's just one of my favorite organizations. So we love having you on the show.
Thank you,
You
Steve.
have got an event coming up, and we were talking about it before we started. This is absolutely an incredible event. It's a recycled fashion show. It's going to be held February 21st, and I'm going to let you talk about it.
All right.
But you got to talk about some of the craziness of what this thing is all about. But let me point out, it is a fundraiser, so you are raising money for Bridge House, Grace House.
Right. We have 10 special events throughout the year, which will allow us, along with the funding that comes in from our thrift store and our car lot, to treat over 700 individuals every year. People
Incredible.
come to our door, hopeless, helpless, and many wanted to die, and we treat them with dignity, honor, respect, and try to get them back to the person they know they can be.
Yep.
So this event is pretty neat. It's called the Recycled Fashion Show. And what's
Seventh annual?
Seventh annual. We have 33 designers. Anyone could be a designer. And what they do is they get a $75 gift certificate from our thrift stores. We have 2 thrift stores, one on Camp Street, one on Airline Drive. And they take that and go buy items. Could be clothing, could be
ties, could be Trivial Pursuit cards, could be a yoga mat and a beanbag chair, and they make, each designer has 2 outfits that they make into runway fashion. And it's amazing. If you've ever seen Project Runway, you got to see this, because the event has continued to grow. We continue to change venues to try to fit it. Rock and Bowl has been very generous to us, and this will be our 2nd year having it there. So
6 to 9 p.m.
6 to 9 p.m. Sunday, February 21st, after football, after Mardi Gras, no excuses.
Tickets?
Last year, tickets are $25 for general admission, $50 for VIP. VIP gets 2 drink tickets and also access to our VIP seating.
Cool.
So last year we had about 600 people there, and it's, you know, the designers and the models bring in a lot of their friends, and it's really a neat event. So it's using, you know, 2 main funding streams, our thrift stores and then our events, and combining them and just getting
And you mentioned that you, as a audience participant, you have the opportunity to purchase the fashions, right?
Correct. You know, as with all our events, we usually have a silent auction there.
Right.
So we will have a silent auction. We'll have a couple of boards with some of the things like gift certificates to a restaurant, to a hotel stay, artwork. But then we also have each item that the designer made up for silent
an example
auction.
is? Give me
And the example is someone just made an outfit with, it was a beanbag chair and a yoga mat. And you would never think of
So you've seen it?
I've seen pictures.
All right.
You would never look at that outfit and say that's what it was made. It's amazing.
Kevin, that's incredible.
And last year I was telling you about the
Trivial Pursuit cards.
The Trivial Pursuit cards. They made a skirt for a young lady, and it was amazing. And
That's
then
incredible.
we had Lord of the Ties one year. It's really a neat event. You got to come out and see it. Tickets are still available.
Kevin, that is awesome. Again, it's the Recycled Fashion Show, Sunday, February 21st, 6 to 9 p.m. at Rock and Bowl. $25 tickets, $50 VIP. Kevin, as always, best of success with your event. Love having you on the show. Please continue to come back and update us on all the great stuff you are doing. Love Bridge House, Grace House, and you guys, you really are doing the Lord's work, and I just can't say enough about the job that you guys do. Just, you know, you're loved by all. We appreciate it so much. We're out of time. I could say more about Kevin, but I won't. We've got to go. As always, thank you for being a part of Across Louisiana, and we'll see you next time.